Hello everyone, I have a special report for you today. I'm going to talk about the fires in Australia, and they have gotten to a very, very serious point that, it's unfortunate it got this far. I know that we had struggles like this in California and probably other nations as well, that there's always problems going on, and so there's been distractions in the holidays. And while many of us were caught up in the holidays and trying to, put out our positive intentions, there are people that are going through some very, very serious situations. When I saw this today, I said I can't ignore it. Something has to be done, and there were people that were supporting a group of prayers, meditation, and a desire to come together as a collective group to stop what's going on. Obviously, it's gotten very out of control. The other thing that really stood out to me is the red sky. Now, I had a discussion with Peter regarding everything being red, the sky being red. And I said I wrote about that years ago, in 2011. I thought that was so far into our future. It was a short story that Edgar Allan Poe gave me called The Sky People. And the sky people literally turn their sky red through chemicals and through other issues of disrepair, and also the lack of water was also another part of the issue. And as I said in the story, and I already published this, and I'm going to link both of the special report and the Sky People story from Edgar Allan Poe. It's going to be available for you to listen to what was shared with me about 2010, 2011, when it was actually published 2012. This story is, I don't know who these Sky People were, if they were astral beings, if they were from another culture. It seems very close to the environment that we're looking at here in Australia. The ground is dry. There's some serious issues with lack of rain, and on top of that, there's fires. And then the fires connecting to chemtrails, or even maybe some of the chemicals that they're laying down to try to get rid of the fires. I'm not really sure what the issue is, but it is literally turning the sky red. And I can't imagine the health issues involved in this. So, going over to Australia's deadly wildfires are showing no signs of stopping. This was published on January 2nd, 2020 by CNN. And you can see it is the worst wildfire seen in decades. So it looks like it's not a lot. Only 17 people have died nationwide. In the state of New South Wales alone, more than 900 houses have been destroyed. I think there's a lot more casualties in this, and we'll see that as I show you some of the articles that I found. So they're struggling to contain the massive blazes. It really looks like it's out of control. Where are the fires? It seems to be all over. There's a satellite in, and then you can see South Wales was hit the hardest. And I was looking at this right here. I mean, it's a haze. I know that when the California fires are going on, I had some friends contacting me with respiratory issues. I mean, think about it. Where are you going to go? You're going to go inside? Can you go outside? Can you breathe? The fires range in areas from small blazes, isolated buildings, or a part of a neighborhood, massive infernos that occupy entire hectares of land. What is causing the fire? It's during the Australian summer. with hot, dry weather making it easy for blazes. Well, this is what they're saying. Lightning strikes in drought affecting forests. Dry lightning responsible for starting a number of fires. I'm sure if this is the usual condition, they probably typically have it under control. There was this thing about the kids that I talked about before. A 19-year-old volunteer member on suspicion of arson, charging him with 7 counts of deliberately setting fires over a 6-week period. That's Monarch. It's a volunteer firefighter. Unbelievable. And we see that what a problem this is for everyone. So if you look from an aerial view, it's pretty horrifying. Experts say climate change has worsened the scope and impact of natural disasters like fires and floods. Weather conditions are growing more extreme. Are they growing more extreme, or are fires being caused? There was even a point where, very similar to the California fires, there was an image of a home that was destroyed, and around it you see trees. Untouched. I mean, this is not the best picture for that example, but yeah, the Amazon rainforest as well, burning. We need trees, we need the earth to be in good condition, and it's like preparing it for something. But we don't have to consent to any of this. By our awareness and our focus, we can shift. And also the distractions that they try to present. It's usually the time when they jump in and start doing all sorts of things. You know? Australia, Prime Minister Scott Morrison heckled for insufficient response to bushfires by residents of a devastated community. That's, you know, and what's going on. I mean, if they need help, are they going to get help, or are they just neglecting certain groups, or are they trying to just clear the area, start for another new rebuild? If you listen to the video, the people are very angry, and they may mention that they're not of the higher financial bracket in the nation, and that he hardly ever goes out there, and they just didn't want to hear from him. And they said about all the people, you know, anytime that there's an incident, nobody is really, they take their time going out there, whereas in other locations, there's a quicker response. Although, from the way it looks, nobody's getting responded to. Or at least, it's not up to speed as it should be. I don't remember hearing this story years ago. In the past few years. Here's another one. Man arrests after deliberately starting 3 blazes as Australia battles killer bushfires. Like I said, these are the Monarch stirring people up and then triggering them to go out and do it. A man arrested. This is not the other volunteer, this is another one. Starting 3 fires in Melbourne. The first 2 were started in Roxburgh Park between 3:30 and 4 in the morning. That's not an accident. That sounds very intentional if you're walking around 3 or 4 in the morning, making sure no one sees you. The third potential deadly fire was started in Craigburn around 4:15. Fire crews managed to put out the fires with no damage to homes or properties. Well, that's the ones they caught him doing. But what else has happened that wasn't caught? Nearly 500 million animals have been killed. This just came out a second. Where did they go? Kangaroo rushes past a burning house amid apocalyptic scenes in Conjola, New South Wales. Almost 500 million animals have been killed in Australia's raging wildfires, with fears entire species may have been wiped out. Almost 500 million animals have been killed in Australia's raging wildfires. That's a huge population. Devastating fires have ripped through the states of Victoria and New South Wales in the past couple of days alone, leaving several people dead or missing. Scores of homes along Australia's east coast have been razed to the ground, leaving thousands of residents stranded and many forced to take shelter, and the only safe place available to them is the ocean. Harrowing pictures, videos have been captured. Kangaroos desperately attempting to flee great walls of flames, while rescue teams have been met by the charred bodies of thousands of koalas. Others reported seeing cockatoos falling dead out of trees, and farmers have fled, only to return to their burnt land and find it littered with the bodies of livestock. Fire and rescue workers give water to koala rescued from the wildfire. The sky looks weird. They didn't ask to be in this situation, did they? I don't blame humanity 100%. I understand this programming, but we really need to do something about the entities, the corporations like Monarch, Mobius, and all the many others. It's really hard to watch. I can't imagine what it's like to be there, and I have compassion for all the people of Australia right now who pretty much lived in this beautiful paradise, but it doesn't look like that now. Now they're the sky people. I think we should all come together and really, set out an intention for the safety of all these people. Out in a safe place, out in the water. Can't live on boats. You could, but it's not easy. Some people are probably looking out for each other there with the minimal help. I don't know how much help is there, but people seem to be having one hell of a time. I just put this out, Answers from the Universe, Edgar Allan Poe, The Sky People. This is a story. This video in particular is the story that I wrote about, and we just published it. It's very short, but it's one of many stories. At least a few of them have already come to pass. So here it is. Thank you for listening, everyone. And I just want to set an intention that whatever is opening up and causing these problems, that there is a form of neglect or a lack of control over situations where these fires are getting out of hand in certain regions in the world, that the universe identify and take those programmed people, whatever they are, get them to counseling or in prison, wherever they need to be, but out of the way of harming all the innocent people, animals, and the earth. So let's set an intention that there is protection all around the world, and whatever else they may try to do to get attention in an attempt to weaken, distract, or cause any other issues on the planet, we ask to shut down any and all programs that is running in people right now, trying to trigger them to do something else. I ask that that program is shut down, and I ask that many of you agree with me, and also that we ask that the planet is safe, and that when they try to do any of these politicians, or not politicians, but those that are manipulating our reality, that they would be shut down and disabled from accessing our planet and create any type of anomalies or any other incidences that is causing harm to humanity. We ask for divine protection. And in that, I asked you to agree with me, so be it. And thank you for listening.